This video will show how to add ribs to the wing structure. It is essentially the same as creating the spars, except for the lines will be going in, or will be parallel to the chord of the wing. But we'll start the same way. We're going to make a sketch on the XY plane. And we'll get some guides in here, being the back two spars, since the second to last bar is the last bar on the outboard section of the wing. And then we'll also get the leading edge of the wing. And then we will draw lines which will represent the locations of the spars. Again, this is a sketch in the XY plane, which will get projected up onto the wing, which will give us the outline of the ribs. We want these lines to be coincident with the leading edge of the wing and then the aftmost spar at that point. And of course we're going to space these evenly. Just basing this off of the cutaway drawing. In reality, the spacing might increase as you go outboard, but here this is just a representation. I don't have exact dimensions. And what I'm doing here is creating lines that are a little bit longer than what is necessary, just so when we project it up, we just make sure that it intersects everywhere that we want. So I'm going to create these lines to be, I don't know, 1.5 times whatever the dimension is in that location. So to that and then do a formula. Now this is a really, I think, a poor way to do it. Just showing, I don't know why my past self decided that this would be a good idea, but a much easier way to do this if you want to make the lines longer than necessary is to just draw a vertical line in front of the wing and a vertical line behind the wing, and then make it coincident to those two lines instead of going and multiplying by 1.5 every time. Either way, so gets the job done. What I was describing there is exactly the same thing that I did for the wing, though, where I created a line past the edges. Well, starting from the center line, but past the outboard edge. And I made the spar lines coincident to that. So projecting these up onto the wing, you can pretty much see the outline of what the rib would be. There are a few gaps that we'll have to fill in with lines. But you notice that we have a vertical riser part in the back because of the closed out edge we got from filling in the back edge when we cut the ailerons and flaps out. So that's very convenient. And then we'll just fill in these ribs. But to do that, it was a little premature to add those lines because we need to disassemble this first. And we can disassemble it into domains. Or you could do the other option, but domains is easier here. Because we're going to want the lines that are connected to be connected when we do the fills. And now I'll just go fill in all those contours. Make sure to click the lines for the ones where we added lines. And there we have the ribs. Organize the tree a little bit. And then hide all the construction objects. That's a nice practice to do when you create all these guidelines and whatnot. you can throw all those into a geometrical set called construction objects or something similar, so you can just hide all those. But if you have to go back and edit something, you just unhide construction objects, and you can find everything you need to edit it in there. And so there we have a wing with structure.